You're with Chris and Kylie here on Drive. Now, all today we have been we've been taking an in-depth look at how to tackle violence against women and girls. Now, last year, the National Police Chiefs Council described it as an emergency of epidemic proportions. It makes up 20% of all crimes reported to the police. Now, the Labour government's promised to halve it within a decade, and this morning the Minister for Safeguarding, Jess Phillips, joined Nikki Campbell at the People's History Museum in Manchester for a special programme looking at violence against women and girls. She told Nikki that it's important to not just think about the victims of sexual violence, but also those who carry out the crimes.
It's very, very easy for people in the public to sit comfortably with the idea that these are over there monsters, that these are horrendous people that are beyond redemption. The fact of the matter is that you all know one. You don't just all know one, you all know and love a perpetrator of one of these abuses, whether it's sexual crimes, domestic abuse, harassment,
abusive images of children.
The volume of child abuse in our country very much suggests that everybody in this room and who is listening will know somebody who is perpetrating these sorts of crimes.
Really excellent listen this morning, I should say. Well worth, if you get a moment, going back to listen to some of that on BBC Sounds, Nikki's programme from 9 till 11 this morning. Now, our reporter Nick Garnett went to speak to some of the men taking part in a perpetrator programme through Talk, Listen, Change. It's a charity based in Greater Manchester. Now, you'll hear from Tony, who is one of the trainers, and also from Paul, who's currently taking part in a 30-week programme, and from Frank, who has completed a 40-week programme. I should say Paul and Frank are not their real names, and their words are spoken by two of our producers.
I'm Paul. I'm married with 5 young children. Busy job, busy life and all that.
What happened between you and your wife?
It was verbal and physical abuse on and off over the course of our marriage. That was over 7, 8, 9 years. You know, I have to hold my hands up and give thanks to my wife because she's kind of looking for ways for making things better.
Around, so then I'm in a good place because there's a lot going on. So yeah, that's me. Right.
My name's Tony. I'm a facilitator. The way the programme works is, well, men have to own their abuse. In that first session, they read out what abuse they've perpetrated, what's their worst acts of abuse, what impacts has that had on their partner.
Hi, I'm Frank. The course was recommended to me because of behaviours that I've done, and it was the best course I've ever been on. It was 30 weeks long, and it changed my life.
It's almost like learning a new language, particularly in that kind of being vulnerable and not suppressing things kind of thing, you know.
It's terrible. The communication between men, they don't talk about how they feel. There needs to be more groups like this where they can talk. There just needs to be more thought put into it. But men seem to think, oh, we don't need that. Brush it away. They don't accept it.
I think if I kind of look at the wider scale, like men, maybe we don't vocalise, maybe we don't verbalise things so much, so you kind of suppress things. So for me, it was actually, I know it was totally unhealthy.
You've got men coming into it. A lot of stuff we've got to overcome is denial, minimalisation. Oh, it wasn't my fault. It was actually my partner did this. My partner's always doing this, and this is what's happening.
How did you get to be coming here, Frank?
We both did things. But the way I look at it is, what did I do wrong?
And how have your behaviours changed since being involved in the group work?
It was life-changing, the course. They stay with you forever. You learn to read yourself and see within yourself.
But does it work, Tony? It'd be naive to think that everyone is a success at the end of it.
I think statistics does very much bear it out from Home Office statistics, actually. It's that powerful.
When you look to the future, Paul, what are your hopes? Where do you want to be at the end of it?
Yeah, I think I want to be in a place where I have full self-awareness of myself. I kind of want to have repaired my marriage as much as I can do, really. I'm fully aware that the years of hurt that I've caused, you know, may take years of actual repairing. So I'm not expecting an end at 30 weeks, and I know it'll be very different. But what my wife's memories are and feelings aren't going to go on in the same time frame. And I fully understand that they're not going to be the same, but I don't fully understand, you know, how that's going to play out. But I know it's part of the repair process, really.
What happens next for you?
At the time, I wasn't allowed to see my daughter. I was only on supervised visits. Slowly but surely, that opened up.